Today I am here at DC Pianos in Berkeley, California, which is one of my absolute favorite piano stores to visit in the entire United States. They have a really cool assortment of pianos, and one of the new ones in the shop here is this Bösendorfer. People will tell me I'm pronouncing it wrong, but everyone's telling me to pronounce it differently, so I'm gonna say Bösendorfer. So anyway, this is a new one in the shop, and I haven't actually seen them have a Bösendorfer before, but this is one that they have here. It's very, very nice. I believe it's rather old, but it looks like it has a very good finish or it has been refinished, one of the two. There's actually not a whole lot I know about it, to be honest with you. I believe it's a 185, which is a size that many people have been wanting me to review. Bösendorfer recently released the 185 VC, which I had a chance to play at a store recently, but I didn't have my camera stuff on me, so I didn't do a video of it. But that seems to be a pretty nice piano. And this one here, from what I can tell, seems to be kind of like the grandfather of it. This is the original 185 from back in the day. It has ivory keys, so that is an indication that it is pretty old. And I'd have to guess that it's probably a Bösendorfer era Bösendorfer before anyone bought them, before Kimball bought them, before Yamaha bought them. This is most likely a legitimate, real Bösendorfer. So without any further ado, let's get into it and play some stuff on it. Now, one thing that I found when I first sat down to the piano was that it was very quiet. I sat down and played some stuff like this. And my first thought was, man, this piano is it's very clear and so quiet. It's very hollow sounding, but yet when you play it loud, it has some serious punch to it. So today I figured I'd do things differently and play some of Beethoven's third movement of Moonlight Sonata. I might play it all the way through, I might only play part of it, it just depends how I feel. But I figured I would do that on this piano. It has a very, very light action as well. Very, very lovely, very, very light. And also those ivory keys are a nice touch as well. A little bit of Beethoven and a little bit of the blues. Now, if they decide to give me a copyright claim, I will have to remove that. If there was no blues, I'm sorry, don't blame me. But hopefully that does get to stay in there because it actually works pretty well on this piano. It has that kind of a bright tone that kind of works pretty well for that. Even though it was originally recorded on a Fender Rhodes, it doesn't work too badly on a piano. It sounds pretty good. Now, I'm actually kind of impressed, more than kind of. I'm quite impressed by this piano. Now, does it have the refined sound and feel that a new Bösendorfer would have? Honestly, no. It's not quite as creamy and smooth and perfectly perfect like a new Bösendorfer 185 would be. It does have a few small, tonal variances throughout the piano. It's not perfectly voiced like a new piano would be. But first of all, that's part of what gives it character, but there's also a kind of a good side to the way it is. It has a really impressive dynamic range. On a lot of smaller pianos like this is what I think most people would classify as a baby grand, although some people don't like that term, so I'm going to use the term parlor grand. So on some parlor grands, I find that there is I'm going to say a volume cap. No matter how loud I play the piano, there's only so loud it will go. And of course, any piano will have that. But when you're playing on a concert grand, that volume cap is so loud that you won't actually be able to reach it. You'll be able to play, fortissimo, and it'll still be able to play louder than that. And that's almost kind of what I feel like with this piano. When I play the notes really loud, I don't find myself trapped by the limitations of the piano. I feel like no matter how hard I play the keys, it can still play louder, and that's really, really impressive. I am blown away by the power that this small little piano actually has inside of it. It's able to fill this very large room with sound, and this is a pretty big room. It's maybe like 50 feet that way and maybe another 50 feet, 75 feet wide. It's a big room, and is able to fill the entire thing with noise, with sound, with music. It's amazing. I'm really, really amazed at the volume of this piano, but yet at the same time, it's not a piano that's forced only able to play loud. I was playing a piano the other day that was louder than any other piano I've ever played before in my life, but playing quiet was difficult. You could do it, but it didn't want to. It wanted to play loud. This piano, as I demonstrated earlier, it's very happy with playing very quietly, and my mic isn't set up for quiet stuff, so this will sound extra quiet. Just whisper quiet. I can still play super, super quiet, but if I want to, I can play super, super loud on it as well. So it's so awesome. It's such a good piano, and I see now why people have really wanted me to review the 185. I feel like a new 185 would honestly be a bit of a different experience from this 185. They wouldn't have that raw power that this one surprisingly seems to have. The bass end on it, on most small pianos like this, parlor grands, baby grands, what have you, is often a bit disappointing and leaves a bit to be desired. Is it equivalent to a concert grand? No, but I think it's pretty good for a piano of this size. I mean, this is like maybe a 5-foot something piano, and that sounds more like a 6.5-foot piano to me. Even A0 doesn't sound bad. That sounds like a much bigger piano than this. And it's got that crisp, light action. I'm really, really loving this piano. It's a fantastic, fantastic instrument. And not only does it have a really powerful bass, but it also has a bright, sparkly treble in the traditional European sound. It's very, very bright, very sparkly, and has plenty of punch. More than enough to compete with that powerful bass. It also has good sustain, sounds like. Very good sustain. It's still going a tiny bit. Very good sustain. Very happy with that. So this is a really, really impressive piano, and based on how impressive it is, I am willing to bet that it is a Bösendorfer era Bösendorfer. I don't know what the quality of Bösendorfers were when Kimball bought them, but I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped a little bit. Yamaha is back to making solid quality Bösendorfers once again. They funded the piano company, they bought back the old factory, and they're back to making pianos a lot like they used to. But as I said, I think a new 185 would be a bit more refined and a little bit more professional, I guess you will, a little bit more toned down. This one here seems to be built for raw power, which is surprising for a piano of this size. Anyway, I've talked enough about the sound of this piano. What you should definitely do is, if you're in the area, come by to DC Pianos and check it out for yourself. Maybe it'll be gone, but they have a really wide assortment of awesome, high-quality pianos here to come check out. So by all means, if you're in the area, definitely come by and check out DC Pianos. They're one of my favorite piano stores in the whole United States to come visit. The people are friendly and they have a really cool selection of quality pianos. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you might want to go check out some of my other videos as well. I've done quite a few here at DC Pianos, and I also do reviews of keyboards and organs and really anything with the keyboard attached and then some. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, might go check out my channel. If you check out my channel, maybe think about subscribing if you enjoy my content, and if you do that, well, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.